Hi folks, I thought we'd just give you a bit of a feedback on what Guttervac's doing with disinfectant. And as we've put out before in marketing and advertising that we have moved into disinfectant. We've just finished a job in Minter Ellison lawyers down to the Gold Coast, and we're actually thrilled to bits with what we're doing for those companies. We can do it for homes, we can do it for public areas, common areas, embodied corporates. We can do it anywhere. The good thing about what we're doing is we're using an approved product. We have legal requirements that we must follow under a new code that's just been released. We're following that. We have insurance, and the chemical is specifically insured, and we have a waiver and disclosure document that is a requirement for insurance companies. So you will find that your Guttervac franchisees that do this work are completely compliant and fully aware of all their responsibilities. So what a great opportunity. I've got Steve with us, and Steve is the senior partner at Minter Ellison on the Gold Coast. Hi Steve.
Hi Warren, thanks for having me along.
You're more than welcome. So Steve, why did you decide to get your building disinfected?
Okay, so we've been working remotely since the middle of March, and we're about to now start bringing some people back into the office.
Okay.
You can see probably from behind us there's a lot of equipment that's missing, that's at people's homes, and we thought that because I was aware of Guttervac doing the disinfecting, that we would get the building done comprehensively before we get people back into the office.
Okay. And what do you think the people in your building or the people in your business feel about that? How do your staff and your colleagues and your other partners, what do they feel about this process?
Yeah, well, our primary concern from the start of the pandemic was to keep our people and our community safe. So we jumped early. We sent people home probably before a lot of other professional services firms did. We decided against the Team A, Team B type arrangement. Yeah. So because our focus has been on the safety of our people, to be able to now say the office has been totally disinfected with a proper product by professional guys who do this for a living really enhances that fact that we've done the right thing by our staff.
Okay, that's fantastic. So about 700 square metres here.
Yep.
It appears that the cost of it is, pretty affordable.
Yeah, I was really surprised by how quickly it was done. Yep. And really minimal preparation, some garbage bags over keyboards and that sort of stuff, but monitors can stay where they are. I've just had a quick walk around the office now. There's no sticky residue or anything left.
Good.
It was really, really seamless and an easy process to go through.
So do you understand much about the chemical that we use? Do you
I know a little bit from the legal documents I've done, but...
yeah, because you actually built the legal document. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and what you know about the chemical?
Yeah, well, the chemical itself is a food grade chemical, so we didn't need to be too concerned with its potential effects on humans and animals if you move into housing and that sort of stuff. More concerned about making sure that people knew how the chemical worked, that it is a killer of viruses on surfaces, but obviously it doesn't prevent reinfection. No. So that was a common theme we put through our documents to make sure people knew what they were getting and how it would work, and more importantly what it doesn't do. It doesn't create a protective barrier, but it gives you a clean slate to start with as I start to bring staff back through the door.
So I'm interested in that. So how are you going to do that? What's your process for bringing those staff back? How are you going to deal with those people?
Well, the first thing we do is we have to comply with the health directives. So the health directive for now is if you can reasonably work from home, continue to work from home.
Okay.
But we've got some different practice groups within our office that have different levels of lawyers, and what we're finding is that some of the younger lawyers need that more face-to-face interactions. For example, I might talk to my younger lawyers 30 times a day for 10 seconds. They're not going to call me from home 30 times a day. So we're leaving it up to individual practice managers to bring those people in their team back into the office. on the basis that they can't reasonably work from home. Some of those guys have been at home for nearly 3 months now.
It's a long time.
So it's good to get them back into the office, get them interacting again. The stay-at-home mums, they seem to get it down pat.
Yeah. So if people come in with a personal disinfectant, wipes, clean their hands, make sure they haven't got a temperature when they come into the building, and you've actually disinfected the whole building, you've got a pretty safe environment.
We've got a really good starting point.
Yeah. So unless somebody comes in here that is sick or proves to be sick, you probably don't have to re-disinfect.
No.
Once is enough.
Yeah, and we're lucky enough not to have lifts.
Yeah,
we're all on the one level here, which makes things far easier for us.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Steve. I think the whole exercise has been fantastic for us because we're still learning the industry, even though we spent a lot of time on the back end preparation. But what's really good about it is having a company, you know, the size of Minter Ellison, being involved in the setting up of the original documentation. So, what would you advise people? And this is not a sales plug for anybody, but to be quite honest, you understand what it means to go in and spray chemicals somewhere. As a lawyer, what do you see is the biggest threat of doing that?
Well, I think you've got to cover off on, you know, what is the product? We're dealing here with a food grade product, which puts everyone's mind at ease.
Right. Yep.
The PPE that you guys were all wearing over the last hour or so is for your protection from the virus, not actually from the chemical.
Yeah, that's right. It's not from the chemicals, in case there is virus in here.
Yeah, so it's really making sure that you know and the customer knows what they're getting.
Yep.
And it's not about so much of it may stain this surface or it may do this to this surface, because we can see that just hasn't happened.
No.
So it's really just about making sure that this is what you get, this is what the product does, you're insured, and all those other sorts of legal things are covered up on.
Okay. Well, I think that's fantastic. Thanks, mate. And good luck with getting everybody back to work.
Thanks, Warren.
Glad it's you and not me.
Thanks, Gutterback, for doing a great job.
That's all right. Thanks very much.